The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Rabbi Avigdor Miller said a story that when he was a young teenage boy, obviously he was very wise and very sharp, and he had the gift of gab, and he was able to explain things exceedingly clear. Just listen to Rabbi Avigdor Miller's shiurim, you'll be hooked for life. Unbelievably clear, to the point, and slow, that people could understand and ponder what it is that he was saying. And the story goes that Rabbi Avigdor Miller was one time walking down the street, and he was thinking he needs to have a job. He has to support himself, have money for Bezat Hashem when he gets married. So he figured, you know what? I'm going to go to a certain place, and I'm going to give my credentials, and I'm going to teach. Now, he looked at the competition. The guy who was sitting in the room with him, he's like, there's no way this guy is going to even hold a candle to me. The guy didn't even go to yeshiva. I at least went to yeshiva. Rabbi Avigdor Miller went to YU at that time, Rabbi Yitzchak Elchanan in Manhattan, and he knew how to learn. This guy barely knew how to read Rashi letters. And Rabbi Avigdor Miller was like miles ahead of him. So like, there's no way that they're even going to look at this person. And then lo and behold, they chose the other person. They didn't choose him. He was crushed. He couldn't imagine. How could that be? Hashem, how can you do that to me? You gave it to them. What about me and my family? And he said to himself, you know what? Maybe that's a sign from Hashem. I shouldn't be here in America. And it happened to be, at that time, the Slobodka Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Moshe Epstein, happened to be in New York. He was collecting for his yeshiva. And he met the young Victor Miller. And Rabbi Victor Miller was so taken by him, they says, you know what? I want to go to Slobodka. And the rest is history. Because he went to Slobodka, he became a tremendous Talmid Chacham. He was able to convince Reb Nosson Wachtflegel, the Mashkiach of Beis Medrash Kavaya in Lakewood, to go. And they were able to consider that there was a young boy, originally from Portsmouth, Virginia, by the name of Max Gifter, to also go as well. And a story is told, I don't remember who it was with, but they say a story that there were some people who happened to be at some gas station or a service center, I'm not exactly sure, on the highway. I don't know if it was on the 80, leaving Cleveland or going to Cleveland, or it was on the Garden State Parkway. It was on one of these big thoroughfares where there are a lot of Frum Yidden. And while they were there, a bunch of Frum people were there, a secular person walks up to them and says, excuse me, but do you young fellows know of a man by the name of Max Gifter? So one of them happened to learn and tell us. They knew that was Rosh Yeshiva's name before he was Nitchazek, before he became strong. He says, yes, actually, I learned under him. He says, oh, you should know he was a classmate of mine. Whatever happened to him? If you're telling me that you're a student that, says he has hundreds, if not thousands of students. They're all Talmudic scholars. It's like, wow. I wish that would have happened to me. And all because of one decision that Rabbi Avigdor Miller thought was the end of his career. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is horrible. Hashem limited the thing that was really in essence bad, so that way in the future it could actually redeem you. So when you have an obstruction in life, don't view it as an impediment. View it as a stepping stone. And a person has to understand the things that are thrown to you in life are not to block you, they're for you to step on and grow higher and get a better vantage point.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org